Wildlife warrior and conservation combatant. A majestic jaguar paces at the edge of the Amazon rainforest in South America. The big cat once roamed through this jungle that was jammed with plants and trees. But now, part of its home is a working ranch with herds of beef cattle, and another portion is a logging industry fueled by high demand for timber products. Why has the jaguar's territory shrunk by more than half today? Perhaps Pulitzer Prize-winning author and passionate naturalist E.O. Wilson said it best. Destroying rainforest for economic gain is like burning a Renaissance painting to cook a meal. I am wild about wildlife conservation, the practice of protecting animal species and their habitats. My goals are to help ensure the survival of these species and to educate people on living sustainably with them. I hope you'll join me on this noble quest from conflict to coexistence. There are few places left on our planet where the impact of our exploding human population has not been felt. The more there are of us, the less there is of everything else. According to Worldometer website, the global population has increased from 1 billion in 1800 to 8 billion in 2022. Therefore, as our population and its needs continue to grow, we leave less and less room for wildlife. Isn't it ironic that humans are behind both this need for wildlife conservation and organizations saving species? Consequently, major man-made threats to wildlife include habitat destruction, overexploitation, poaching, pollution, and climate change. Habitat destruction is a serious problem for wildlife and humans alike. Without a habitat, there is no wildlife. Without wildlife, the healthy ecosystem becomes out of balance, as do the services upon which humans depend. Most experts agree that about 80,000 acres disappear every day when trees are cut down for lumber and land is cleared for ranching and agriculture. I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. While many animals are killed outright when the bulldozing and burning begin, those that can flee the destruction face an uncertain future. Where to live, what to eat, where to drink, etc. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, habitat loss is the main threat to about 85% of all endangered plant and animal species. Then follow the money trail past habitat destruction to overexploitation and poaching. Overexploitation or overharvesting means that species are taken from the wild at rates faster than they can recover. Overfishing and overhunting are examples. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam was hardly possible on the American Serengeti after the bison were senselessly slaughtered. Their population quickly dwindled from millions to several dozen. In turn, no one in the world needs a rhino horn, but a rhino. And no one in the world needs an elephant ivory tusk, but an elephant. By the same token, it is not acceptable to cut off a person's nose, skin, hair, or limbs, nor extract their teeth. So why is it considered all right to do to animals? To point out poaching, the illegal hunting, capturing, and killing of wild animals is a multi-billion-dollar industry with devastating effects for wildlife. Only when the last of the animal's horns, tusks, skin, and bones have been sold will mankind realize that money can never buy back our wildlife. Paul Oxton, wildlife photographer. In the meantime, animals are feeling the heat, especially the polar bears and snow leopards. Carbon dioxide, methane gas, global warming 101. Yes, the average temperature is increasing. Scientists concur that these rising temperatures are fueling longer and hotter heat waves, more frequent droughts, heavier rains, and powerful hurricanes. Even the everyday byproducts of our daily lives, sewage, trash, agricultural and lawn chemicals, etc., make their way into the air and water, becoming pollutants and harming wildlife. Henceforth, now that you know some of the multiple threats facing wildlife today, what can you do to help? Begin in your own backyard like I did. I feed the birds, provide clean water, plant native milkweed for monarch butterflies, plant native species of flowers, bushes, and trees, etc. Next, volunteer with conservation organizations in your area. They need your support to restore native forests by planting native species, manually removing invasive plant species, or cleaning waterways and roadsides. Additionally, I wholeheartedly support the World Wildlife Fund. The mission of the World Wildlife Fund is to conserve nature and reduce the most pressing threats to the diversity of life on Earth. Our vision is to build a future in which people live in harmony with nature. I donate financially to help save wildlife. I sign petitions. I purchase their products and subscribe to their publications, including National Geographic. Equally important is the Toledo Zoo. I spend hundreds of hours here facilitating animal encounters and sharing biofacts with zoo guests. Certainly, I am an educated consumer and think before I buy. I would never choose to purchase products that are made from exotic animals, including souvenirs. I do not buy clothing that uses skin, fur, or feathers. Blend green living into everyday life. We can all reduce our consumption, reuse everything we can, and recycle everything else to minimize our individual and collective strain on the planet. Perhaps world-renowned anthropologist Jane Goodall sums it up best with, "The least I can do is speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves." We cannot afford to fail in this mission, not in saving wildlife or their habitats. Humans want to save things that they love, and I love wildlife. Thank you.